All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm gonna take a look at IVP. I actually was following it literally right when it took off, and I mean it did the job. All right, and this video is far less about me bragging, but more about two things. All right, number one, even though we're below all five moving averages and we're below the 8 and the 20 and we have a negative MACD and a horrible RSI, like this is a stock I have so many rules on that say don't trade this thing. Hey, sometimes you break rules and you use the rules you have as you break the rules. All right, I'm going to kind of show you what that means in my head as I go over IVP. So you'll see it and I'll go over it, but it was right here. It was around 2 p.m. Eastern. It started to catch my eye. I basically gave my target. Didn't quite hit exactly that number, but that 150-ish is basically where we went, right? And again, this by all videos that I've been making over the last two-ish years, this is a don't touch this thing kind of stock. But hey, sometimes you gotta break rules, but we don't do it cavalier. We don't do it blindly. Like I said, we have rules to keep us in the boundaries as we're outside our comfort zone. All right, so I'm excited to talk about this one. This one's probably going to be a knowledge center video, and I haven't made these. I feel like this video is what I would charge for one day, right? I love doing this for free. I'm still going to do this for free for a good while. I promise you that. But yeah, I think this one's a cool one to watch. All right, so. Before we do go any further, though, and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our five moving averages. There aren't any, but I talk about a bunch of supports and resistances, and I'll go over where I got them and all that. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it. All right, so real quick, just on the personal side, my little kitty hasn't been doing well. To see a veterinary stock pop like that, like warmed my heart a lot, actually. All right, so just quick on the personal side. But look, I can't. Oh, my cat's actually at the door. What are you doing? I was about to start this thing. You trying to get out? Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, sorry about that. So, before I do start into the just the movement of this stock, there's a couple things I'm going to say. Number one, I for sure had no idea down at 75 cents this thing was going to go all the way up. I sincerely believe that there is nothing that will like let you know after this nasty string of red, after being in all-time lows, right, that today at 75 cents is the magical point. There is no educated line that could have been drawn there. All right, what caught my eye was around 2 o'clock Eastern. Again, I'm on the West Coast, so that's 11 o'clock my time, right? And when we go into the 15 minute, okay, you can kind of, I think this is a perfect view actually. Look, so this is the entire day, right? Today's the 5th. So we were basically just living at that 50 moving average, right? All of a sudden, right around that 2 p.m. window, it started to seem like we were going to break this cluster and head on up to here. All right. There are stocks, and I know I just covered it. Give me a second. It might have been Tesla? Was it Tesla? No. It might have been Neo. Kind of, not really. Polestar. Boom, right here. Look at the daily chart on Polestar. You break these three after going horizontal for a couple days. All of a sudden, you make your way up here, right? That is the exact same setup on the 15 minute. You broke the exact same three moving averages. The it was there. Volume was starting to get better. It wasn't as good as earlier, but hey, it started to make me believe if we can do that at 11, maybe we can pick it up again, right? And hey, lo and behold, it wasn't as good, but it did the job, right? It was able to make that exact same fill I saw on the daily on another one on this 15 minute, right? So again, this is not a stock I would look at, but hey, this is a stock. This is a chart on the daily that would make me happy. The MACD during this moment, you can see it right here. It was positive. RSI, you can see it. It's not the highest of. Look. Let's literally click at it, right? So just before 2 p.m., right? MACD was positive. You can see over there it's a positive 0.02. RSI was a 74, not the highest, not the lowest, right? And then again, volume was making a nice little increase and it was getting over that line, right? So from there, we just started to, bounce on the 8 moving average, right? So that setup makes me basically forget that we're living under all the moving averages. Now, again, you hear me say it all the time, right? Red, 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 red could be a green, 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 green. And another thing you hear me say is when you get too far away from the 8, sometimes you go back up to the 8 for no reason at all, right? So there are some things that are part of my rules, right? They're not necessarily how I trade, but this was a good moment where it caught my eye. It looked like a comfortable thing. And then from there, what I basically do, right, I start with hey, look, this is what I need to get over. This is where I would like to unload. That's look at just quick math in your head, $1 to $1.50, right? From there, we start to move. And then 120 and 150, right? I was at a middle 150. I kind of start to like lower it because again, the lines are moving as things are happening, right? 120 might be a little bit harder to break, but hey, if it does, it should, right? And where did I see that? Maybe on the minute I can show that. Yeah, look, okay. So it's now past 2 o'clock, right? Again, I just said it was the 2 o'clock move that we saw. We make our way all the way up relatively smoothly, and then right around here there was that just a little bit of a lull, and even right, they can't really show that well, but whatever. Again, though, I went from if we can get over 120, we should hit 150, right? From there, 135 was the next one. And we actually got to 135 really quickly. You can see I posted this right here at 11:52. By 11:55, we'd already hit that, right? So things were moving. Things were moving. This is probably my favorite part when we go into the hourly chart, right? So this was a really big hourly, right? And again, if you look at this, this is a regular thing that we look at the daily, right? We're under the 8 for a while. We're starting to test the 20. Hey, if you can break the 8, you go to the 20. If you can break the 20, you're going to make me believe you can go to the 50, right? And hey, that's lo and behold what it did. It just happens to be on the hourly instead of the daily, right? So that was a big hour. And my expectation on the last hour, because again, that's basically 12, market ends at 1 o'clock for me, 4 o'clock Eastern, right? So either 166, either we were going to destroy that 150 target that I had, or no, we're going to drop back to 116. And I mean, lo and behold, right, at the end of the day, we basically close at that exact point, right? So look, this entire video is, again, I swear it's not about me bragging, and hey, this entire time I'm never using the words buy, sell, hold, whatever, right? So it's number one, education always, right? Number two, hey, don't worry if you miss things. There will always be a silly 3, 4, or 5 letter stock that's going to make you some big moves. And you can see most of this literally happened in about an hour and a half time frame, right? So look, if you're a day trader like I am, if you're basically an intraday trader like this particular stock was, if you're long and strong and you want to do things for you, I promise you, you can look at things on a different. This monthly is horrible. If we can get over the 8 moving average, if this thing can get over 460, yeah, let's hold this for months and months, because that red, 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 red will turn to green, 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 green for months and months, and like, know your time frame, attack it. If you're gonna break rules somewhere, make sure you're using the rules somewhere else. All right. So the Discord's free. There's definitely a link in the YouTube comments. This was a chill day. I would not hold this thing, right? And again, I'm not here to tell you buy, sell, hold, but yeah, I wouldn't like a daily thing. Like now we're talking about a full day, right? Like you're talking about going to bed and having your money on the table when you wake up, we'll see what it looks like, right? That's a little scary for me. I'd feel a little more comfortable with it if it was over the 8 moving average. And this thing kind of says, "Hey, don't really, go to bed comfortably until this thing gets over that 160ish mark," right? But look, if this thing opens nicely, there's a decent shot it makes a second run to 160, right? Otherwise, I would not be surprised if we fall to like 90 cents, right? I'm basically clicking at 93 right now, right? So, hey, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Let me know if you traded this, if you didn't, if you were watching it, right? Like, this isn't actually normally how I trade, but yeah, today just happened to be one of those days. So, I appreciate you so, so much.